Hey guys, this is my list of hidden messages and logos. Some of them you might know, but most of them you probably won't know, and most of them might surprise you. Our first one comes up as FedEx. You might not notice it at first, just a delivery company, arch rivals of UPS. But did you know, if you look between the orange E and X, you could see an arrow pointing that they will continue to move forward in delivery. Next up, we have Amazon, another delivery company, but a lot more popular. They deliver packages, and stuff. But did you know, I'm pretty sure they're trying to specialize in this, that you might have never noticed. Do you see the orange line at the bottom? Most of you guys might have thought it just as a smile, that they have a good service, but also, if you notice, it's connecting to the A and the Z. That means that they have all products A to Z, like all products imaginable. Next up, we have the famous LG technology company. Well, you might not have noticed, if you tilt it a little bit up this way and you move the L a little bit up, it forms Pac-Man. I bet you're wondering why. Maybe because, Pac-Man was a great step in technology. Next up, we have the Pittsburgh Zoo, located in Pennsylvania. Anyway, sorry guys if my graphics are bad. This is just a phone, not really a good camera. Anyway, the part you might not have noticed is, if you look in between the tree, it's sort of a negative space thing. You could see a gorilla and a female lion looking at each other. Next up, we're getting into sports. Anyway, this is a football team, the Carolina Panthers. You all know them. What you didn't know, though, was that if you look at the head, it makes South Carolina, and the body makes North Carolina, both of the states in the Carolina region. More sports. Now we have the Falcons football team. So yeah, it has its wings spread out, it's flying gracefully. Not that I'm a fan of the Falcons, but anyway, if you didn't notice, if you look kind of at it, it makes an F, standing for Falcons. Next up, we have the Spartan Golf Club. Anyway, so yeah, you might see a guy hitting, with his golf mallet thingy, whatever. And then showing where it is. But if you notice where the arrow is and stuff, it kind of forms the face of a Spartan. Next up, we have Northwest Airlines. So what you might not have noticed is the arrow at the top, pointing in a northwest direction. Next up, we have Baskin-Robbins ice cream. Yummy. What's even more better is that if you look in the space in between the B and the R and the pink spot, you could see 31, showing that there are 31 original flavors. Next up, we have Wendy's, the iconic fast food restaurant. So, now the old logo didn't have this, but they changed it maybe to show the hidden message. So, what you guys didn't notice, in between her collarbone, sorry if you guys don't see it with my bad graphics, but anyway, look it online, you could see, if you can't see it, but anyway, you could see on her collar, it's kind of is where the lines and the button and the other lines, it looks like it says mom, like mommy's cooking. Next up, we have Apple, most popular technology development started by Steve Jobs. Anyway, what you may not have noticed is the bite mark and the lump at the bottom of the apple. If you look in a bit more of negative space, it forms a telephone, which, since they started out just making normal telephones before iPhones and iPods were made. Next up, we have Pinterest. Pinterest lets you pin your stuff to your online boards. Well, that means it's no surprise that you could see a pin in the letter P. Next up, we have Le Tour de France, most popular bicycle marathon race in Europe. Well, you probably didn't notice if you look at the O, U, and R in tour and the little yellow ball, it kind of makes a bicycle. See it yet? Continental is a manufacturing company, but if you look between the C and the O, you could see a tire. Next up is Colner Zoo. This one's a bit more obvious than some of the others, but if you don't see it yet, I'll point it out to you. So you see the green elephant, right? Well, you look down, you can see a giraffe, hippopotamus, and some grass, showing that it's a zoo with other animals. Next up, we have the Museum of London. So you just see a bunch of nice little colors, right, to make the logo cool. Well, it also signifies that the geographical location of London, showing that the museum keeps expanding with new stuff. Next up, we have F1. So, you're just wondering, so we have F and this little orangish white thingy, but where's the 1? Well, it's right there, right in front of your face. Sorry if I hurt your feelings in the last clip. Anyway, that was just a joke. Anyway, next up we have Shelter, a company trying to stop homelessness. So, well, if you look at the H, you could see a house. Next up we have Roxy, Quicksilver's popular girls' clothing line. Well, you know it's by Quicksilver, right? Well, they tell you it right here if you didn't notice. If you look on both sides of the hands making a heart, each side is a Quicksilver symbol. Next up, we have the London Symphony Orchestra. Sorry, I can't pronounce symphony very well. Anyway, so you kind of see the L there, the S and the O, and some fancy writing. Well, if you look closely at it, you can see a music conductor waving his wand. Next up, we have NBC News. So yeah, you see the little bright colors, yellow, orange, red, purple, blue, and green. Well, if you notice in between all those colors, it's a peacock, and those are all the feathers, and it's looking right, like it's looking forward or something, telling you that they're trying to look forward to new things ahead. Next up, we have Goodwill, where you sell your stuff you don't need to people and they give it to charity, which is nice. But you also notice you think it's a smiley face, half smiley face up there? No, it's actually just a G for Goodwill. Same thing with down there. That's also a G, but it also looks like a half smiley face. Haha, they gotcha. Next up, we have Tostitos, who makes chips. Yummy. Well, they explain their yumminess right here. You see the T, the I, and the T in the middle right there? Well, both the T's look like people, and above you could kind of see a yellow chip they're sharing, and the dot above the I, you notice it's red. Well, that's because it's a bowl of salsa. Next up, we have the British Heart Foundation. I know what you're wondering. Hey, you think we can't see that heart? No, that's not the hidden message. If you guys obviously see the heart there, but that's not the thing. The lines form a positive reading on your heart level to tell you that you're A-okay. Next up, we have the Milwaukee Brewers baseball team. Anyway, so yeah, you guys see the baseball glove holding the ball? Well, take a look at the different, sides of the baseball glove. Up here where the fingers are, you can see an M, and where the center part and where the palm is of the glove, it's a B, standing for Milwaukee Brewers. Next up, we have Hershey's Kisses, one of the most popular candy by Hershey's. Anyway, so yeah, you know what they are, those little candies, like chocolate stuff shaped like a triangle. Well, it kind of shows it right here. In the K and the I, you could see a chocolate kiss itself. Next up, we have the Washington Capitals logo. So yeah, you see an eagle kind of fitting, knowing an eagle kind of fits a logo for the Washington Capitals. Well, another thing fitting, the blank space underneath the eagle shows the iconic Capitol building. Next, we have the Guild of Food Writers. So, you notice it's like a little hand grasping a spoon. Did you notice that? And since it's food writers, they're using a spoon as an ink pen. Nobody might have even thought about this last one we have here, Coca-Cola. So, this is our last one. And I bet you're wondering, Coca-Cola? What's hidden about Coca-Cola? All the flavor is showing. It's so good. Well, whether if you love Coca-Cola or hate it, you can't deny the hidden thing in between the O and the L, which is a Danish flag.
Thank you for watching and subscribe.